when you gain attention in a particular way that is uplifting others, it's hard to deny its existence. Other people will see you as a delusional person, but you've already seen these things happen. An Australian tradie bloke doing some knitting. The environments that you frequently see, this becomes your frequency. And I'm going to be completely absurd in taking a risk so that we can make a difference in the world, however that may be. Hello and welcome to the third episode of me speaking my mind without a script, going completely raw and thoughts straight from my head that I've had throughout the week. And today I want to talk about what it means to be delusional and how this can help you progress in life in ways that you could never expect if you weren't. So being delusional means that you will be taking risks that the normal you wouldn't necessarily take. You're looking at these risks in a way that seems normal. You know, other people will see you as a delusional person, but you've already seen these things happen. You've been able to visualize these things. You have become a delusional person for all the right reasons. And being a delusional person is not a bad thing. Let's look at some of the people that have achieved miraculous things in their highest field in life. They were delusional. They were delusional to think outside of the box, to think unreasonably, to think in a way that no one else thought. And if you're thinking in that particular way, of course people are going to think you're delusional. Why wouldn't they? Rather than being a nihilist and understanding that, particular things happen in a particular way and everything's organized, you want to be an absurdist. You want to be approaching the world in such an absurd way, such a way that's going completely against the flow in your own flow state to achieve these miraculous things. Now, where does this start? First of all, it starts with your frequency. And what do I mean by that? I mean the people that you are frequently seeing, the energies that you are frequently seeing, the environments that you frequently see. This becomes your frequency. And you start to vibrate at this higher level, this perhaps delusional level, at which this frequency starts to unroll a beautiful path for you. And when you see the path unrolling, there's no going back. You are going to keep progressing one step at a time. Now, they don't need to be leaps and bounds. You don't need to take risks outside of your comfort zone to begin with. But it's the incremental steps that you choose to take one at a time that will surely show you these miraculous, beautiful opportunities that will certainly come your way. But you need to be taking those steps. So being delusional starts with this frequency. So now it comes down to perhaps the people that you're surrounding yourself with. If you're surrounding yourself in a world of 9 to 5, a rather mundane world perhaps, some of these people that you see every single day don't see life outside the box. How do you expect the energies that you're collecting from them to inherently create this new delusional frequency of your own? It's not going to happen. You need to take a step out of the box. And this is where the marvelous things begin to unravel. Sometimes they unravel in ways that you didn't expect to happen. But listen, that's the way life is. It doesn't usually happen the way we expect it to. If we're on the frequency of our highest path, we may see these things come into fruition. But a lot of the time they don't come into fruition in the way that we expect them to. You may see yourself at the top of a mountain, and you expect that this was a long, hard journey climbing up. But you may have caught a chairlift to the top of this mountain. And it's not until you reach the top, that peak, that you realize, hey, I saw this. This was part of my frequency, but now I've achieved it in ways that I could not have expected. Now that's a rather silly example, sure, but there's no denying that this is the way visualization works. So you need to be delusional in your visualizations, in the way you choose to manifest incredible things for yourself. And it starts with you. It starts with you and what it is that you choose to frequently see. So let's start with people. I've been fortunate enough to take a step out of the mundane, or what I thought was the mundane. I personally never worked a 9 to 5 because it is something that has scared me. It has scared me because I've been afraid to lock myself in to a destination that I cannot see any progression in. Now, not all 9 to 5s are like this, but in my particular professions in the past, it would have locked me into a particular way of being. And I personally love freedom, as I'm sure you do too. So when I took a rather big risk and I built up enough money to go, hey, I'm going to go away for 6 months. I'm going to change my perspective. I'm going to change my frequency. I'm going to be delusional. And I'm going to be completely absurd in taking a risk and going to another country, going to a few different countries, saying that, hey, I'm going to meet incredible people. Incredible people are going to be lucky enough to meet me. And this is the sort of attitude you need to have if you want to be a magnet to those other frequencies, to those other people that have been delusional, that are achieving miraculous things in their life. If you're not walking your highest path, how do you expect to walk the path alongside others that are working their highest path? It genuinely doesn't happen. These people will either be invisible to you or you will be invisible to them. Unfortunately. So, some of the people that I met on this particular journey of mine were very extra. I came across very extra people, very delusional people, and I absolutely loved it. These delusional people realize that there's something beyond just attention. Yes, this is the attention economy. Me putting a video onto YouTube, me trying the Instagram. But it's also an opportunity to speak your voice, to better yourself, to be able to communicate with others and explain to them that, hey, I'm here and I'm willing to jump on the same frequency of you, with you, so that we can make a difference in the world, however that may be. So these extra people, they also had to take a risk. And a lot of the time, it was a risk that they couldn't foresee from the beginning. So they would say, hey, I'm going to set out to achieve this. But with life working its magic, they achieved something else that gained attention. And when you gain attention in a particular way that is uplifting others, it's hard to deny its existence. And by denying its existence, you're denying a potential path, a potential opportunity that will bring you to a much higher level of understanding yourself, understanding your own consciousness, and understanding that you have been given an opportunity to bring the world something that they need. no matter who you are, the world needs you. Because you are unique. You can be delusional if you want to be. I'm here to back it up completely. And these little steps, these little incremental steps that I talked about before, are the steps that you need to be taking. Hey, it may look like you're in a 9 to 5. You're in a 9 to 5 job and you're saying, Pat, I can't just sell everything. I can't sell everything. I can't get rid of my family. You don't want to do that. You want to be with your family. I understand that. I was fortunate enough to be a very single man in this world, and I had some money to help me do this trip abroad. But you're not in the same position. So let's look at your daily routine, for example. Being delusional doesn't mean that you have to go away for 6 months on a journey to meet insane people. People that seem insane to the 99% of others in this world. It may look like coming home from your big day of work and instead of turning on the TV, you open a notebook. You force yourself to look at a blank page. You force yourself to feel uncomfortable. You force yourself to look within. And once you understand what lies within, you will be rewarded greatly. You will be rewarded with the fruits of your own labour, the labour of your existence and the labour of you learning to understand yourself. And when you do this, you will be rewarded with some miraculous outcome. This looks so different for everyone. This may be the content you decide to put out in the world. Hey, you may be a tradie. You may decide in this moment that you want to start making videos on knitting. Wouldn't that be something? An Australian tradie bloke doing some knitting. I can almost guarantee, 1, you would go viral, and 2, if it's the thing you love, you will unfold a new path, a new destiny, and a new way of living that you could have never foreseen if you didn't turn on that TV. If you did turn on that TV. So think about how you choose to live your life. Are you going to be a nihilist? Are you going to be a reasonable person? Are you going to choose to never take a risk? Never taking a risk will give you a comfortable life. No doubt about it. You will live a very comfortable life. You may want to live the Australian dream. Find a partner, have kids, buy a house. The Australian dream. Or you may be from poverty. You may be disabled. You may be someone that wants to see the world because of either of those reasons. You may be someone that understands that you have a power to be able to show everyone how you can live your fullest life. And that starts with being delusional. And if that's all it takes for you to encourage someone else to be delusional themselves, you have done the world a favour. The world was not built on people doing the mundane. The world was built on these miraculous ideas, thinking outside the box and trying new things, accepting that failure is not a negative thing. It is an absolute positive. And if you can accept that failure is a positive, you can accept that you have the potential to create, to imagine, and to find world-changing, human-changing, life-changing things. This will open up doors that you could not foresee. So look, I could talk about being delusional for a long time, as you can see. But I want to leave you with this. If you're not delusional, you place yourself in a state of natural living. Natural living is very good for many reasons. But it also means comfort, and with far too much comfort, we don't see growth. Now, without growth, we can't progress as humans and as the collective. We want to encourage growth in all these factors and encourage others to grow together as one. So, thank you for joining me. I want to end this little journey of ours, this little experiment of mine, talking to a camera without a script and trying to improve my communication skills, the way I talk to others, with a little bit of breathing and a little prayer together. So, let's start with a little exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. As we walk together as one beautiful collective consciousness, may we be served the power to be delusional. May we work together in our delusional state to create miraculous opportunities for one another. May we guide each other's footsteps into the direction of each of our own highest paths as we walk alongside one another into this new world. Thank you all for joining me. It's been great having you once again, if you've made it this far. I'm here in New South Wales by a beautiful little river. It's just finished raining, so I think it's time to go for a little swim. Anyway, love you all, and until next time. Mwah.